NYCHA-related complaints to the city's Department of Investigation have nearly doubled over the last few years, and many of those complaints are related to housing fraud, which the city says it is working to combat. But some tenants tell investigative reporter Tim McNicholas they are fed up.
We're doing a whole spread.
From planning Thanksgiving feasts to taking down the Halloween decorations.
See something, huh?
Carmen Quinones stays busy helping her neighbors at the Frederick Douglass houses.
You want some milk?
Yeah.
You need milk?
Quinones leads the Tenants Association at the Upper West Side NYCHA complex. But lately, she and her neighbors say they're also concerned about people who aren't listed as tenants.
It's done all the time. There's people living in these apartments that have no business living in these apartments. They have 5 and 6 people that don't belong here.
Do you ever hear that happening here?
Yes.
How often do you hear about that?
A lot.
The city's Department of Investigation hears about it too. And in 2023, it determined a Douglass House's tenant was subletting her $144 unit for $1,500 per month. The department referred the case to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Investigators say the listed tenant actually lived in Brooklyn with her boyfriend.
They go wherever. The truth of the matter is the shortage in housing is bad.
People squat, people trap. Plenty of times.
We filed a public records request and found the Department of Investigation catches between 60 and 70 NYCHA tenants committing various types of housing fraud per year across the city. Cases in the last few years include NYCHA leaseholders living elsewhere, as far as Texas, and people who lived in NYCHA homes but underreported their income by tens of thousands. Even a man who moved in with his girlfriend in a NYCHA unit without reporting the move or his salary as a NYCHA employee at the time, which would have drastically increased the rent.
How big of a problem is this in the city of New York?
Well, it's certainly a priority for us anytime there's an apartment that isn't being used.
Department of Investigation Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber says while the vast majority of NYCHA tenants follow the rules, it's important to catch those who don't.
To ensure that, the program is serving the right people, we want to make sure that if it's being abused, that's something that we're targeting.
NYCHA-related complaints to Strauber's office, which include not just housing fraud, but employee misconduct, bribery, and various types of corruption, have increased from 1,700 in 2022 to 2,500 in 2023 to 3,300 last year. She says housing fraud can be difficult to prove, but when it is proven, her office tries to recover the lost money by referring the cases to prosecutors or entering into repayment agreements with tenants. In the last 5 years, Strauber says those methods have helped recover $1.5 million.
So that's a concrete, and very positive result for the city.
How you doing? Everything good?
But tenants at the Douglass houses still say with such a dire affordable housing shortage, more needs to be done.
They're catching it, but like I said, out of 700, if they catch 10, they think it's something great. Meanwhile, it's just a penny out of the bucket.
NYCHA would not agree to an interview, but a spokesperson tells us the agency has zero tolerance for housing fraud. It is not only a crime, but strains resources, creates safety concerns, and reduces access for eligible families on NYCHA's wait list. The Housing Authority says it works with Strauber's office and other agencies to catch people committing fraud and get them out of NYCHA housing. Christine.
Tim, is there anything that residents can do to help prevent this from happening?
So, great question. The Department of Investigation says the #1 thing that tenants can do is report suspected fraud to the city.
Okay, Tim, thank you for making us aware. And if you have a story for Tim or our investigative team, scan the QR code on your screen. Many of your tips do end up on our air.